We are live, it says. Here for the post-game show. Blue Jays win 10-1 over the Yankees. Oh, wait a sec. No, that's the wrong game. I guess we got to talk about the Habs game, eh?
What's a Blue Jay?
Yeah. What's the what's going on tonight, Mr. Blain, Potvin, Mr. Chief Petty Officer?
Other than this right now, not much.
Okay.
Nice quiet night out here in Halifax.
Right on. Yeah. Well, we're here to talk about Montreal's final preseason game. If if you showed up to watch all the fights, you were a little disappointed tonight. There ended up not being any. I think that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Would have kind of sucked to go into the season with a couple of guys injured on either team because of the brawling getting out of hand. Luckily, McDermott couldn't catch anybody, so he wasn't able to get in a scrap because he couldn't catch up to anybody.
He's looked like me in beer league.
Yeah. I tweeted out that I'd like to see him and Douglas Murray have a race. I think that'd be a draw. Get out the calendar.
Do we have 3 hours?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. When Joe Veleno's your best player, you're probably not having a good night.
Yeah, he was the one that from start to finish played the whole game. I mean, not having fights and all the scraps like they did in the last game, I think works out better. They needed the reps. They needed to get their feet wet, kind of break the ice a little bit. And you really don't care about the outcome of a preseason game. It's more how each player and how each line does. But I mean, geez, Ottawa came out looking like it was a freaking playoff game right from the start.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I mean, they did lose 5-0 and 7-1 in back-to-back games before this, so
right.
They're fighting for jobs.
Yeah.
Whereas the Canadiens are more just setting their lines at this point.
Right. Yeah. It was takeaway I've got from it is just the preseason. Something that I've kind of noticed the guys with the new contracts. Evans, Dobson, Slafkovsky. I don't know. They haven't been. Are they? They're not fighting for contracts. That's for sure. They don't look like they're in the last year of their contract so far this preseason. Dobson, I know it's only preseason, but really haven't seen anything from him yet. Anything that impresses me, really.
Yeah.
You're the highest paid player on the team, and sure, it's only preseason, blah blah blah, but I have not seen a heck of a lot that can, to convince me that he should be making $9 million plus. So I hope that it's just a matter of learning the new system, of becoming accustomed to, I don't know if the Islanders played the hybrid or whatever last year, but he looks tentative out there and making mistakes and not doing much with the puck when he's got it. Hopefully we see a different Noah Dobson once the puck is dropped for real.
I'm not expecting him to really be comfortable with the Canadiens until probably November.
I think we need him in October.
Yeah. I think we're going to be seeing more of what we saw tonight. Not quite to that level. I think he'll play better because the games matter at that point. But it's going to take time for him to kind of ingratiate himself and fit into the group and find his niche within them. So I figure around November he'll be right in there.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, then maybe he shouldn't be on the top pairing. To start the season, might be Hudson and Goalie getting the bigger ice at start. And Marty, it's looking like he's going to play, players accordingly. Like meritocracy continues, right? Laine, some things, and I like the comments that he made about Laine. Oh, he needs to work on some things on 5-on-5, and it's true. I mean, that goes back to last season. He must have, he was horrible the last 20 games, 5-on-5 last season, including the playoffs. And Marty wants him to play better. He's the other guy with the big contract, right? That needs to live up to it if they hope to. But I've seen some things from Laine that he's drawn penalties, which is good. Now he's just got to score the goals to, when the power play starts. But Evans, Veleno's played a lot better than Evans so far. And if that continues, I don't think Marty will wait forever to, Evans can be a key piece, but I don't know. Veleno's looked a lot better, like I say, and you'd be interesting to see if Evans still is kind of, again, it's preseason and all that, and he brings some things to the table there, but I think Joe Veleno has made a case for being short leashes with a few guys if they're not playing well, and Veleno's the 13th or 14th forward, and Blain too, actually. He had Veleno and Blais were playing like two guys that want spots in the lineup, and regulars, a few regulars weren't like they're.
I agree. Blais, he is what he is. He'll bring what he has every single game. He'll be in on the forecheck. He'll finish his checks. He'll cause problems in front of the net. He'll be able to provide 10 minutes, 12 minutes a game if you really, really need it. Whether he plays 20 games, whether he plays 40 games, no matter which ones he plays, that's what he brings. So that's going to be invaluable through the season. Yes. With Veleno playing the way he has, I don't know if, he might have pushed his way into the opening night roster, possibly. But I agree completely that if Evans, trips up or they absolutely need another centerman in there, he's going in.
Yeah. Well, I think the fact that right now the top line's the top line. By the looks of things, Marty, I think, is going to start the season because they didn't dress them. He's comfortable with them. Newhook, Kapanen, and Demidov as a line. Those two, I'm expecting to start the year. He likes what he sees with them, and going to give them an audition. But after that, it's the blender with the other 6 or 8. Florian, again, he's done nothing to not make the team, but there's just not a spot for him right now. He'll be going down. Beck didn't do enough. He'll be sent down either tonight or tomorrow. Engstrom
played a hell of a game.
Probably the best defenseman tonight, but he'll be going down. There's just, you're not going to put guys on waivers. I found it interesting that Matheson didn't play. Engstrom plays right to the end of the preseason. Are they seriously shopping a deal right now? Is Struble, Jackeye, Matheson, one of those two being seriously shopped? And, they're getting as good a look at Engstrom as they can, just in case that happens. So they're a little more comfortable saying, okay, he's not that far away. Maybe we can make that deal now and pick up this elusive second line center that they've been talking about. But Doc has looked better. He's making a case for maybe being that second line center guy. Kapanen had a great preseason. He's going to start the year as one of the 4 centers, I do believe. But it's still a question mark, and maybe Matheson is being shopped, or Struble, or Jacky. And Engstrom's, I find it interesting that Engstrom stayed right till the end of camp. And hey, if they are indeed trying to shop one of the other left defensemen, they certainly feel more comfortable about it, given how well Engstrom has played.
Yes, I would agree with that. So with Struble and Matheson, they both play the right side as well, to
A
varying
little bit.
degrees of effectiveness. Engstrom can play on the right side, so there's that aspect of it too. But him staying right up until the end of preseason, he earned that extra ice time.
Yeah, he
I
did.
think he was one of the better defensemen through the entire preseason, which to me could mean that maybe he is the one that's being looked at, being shopped,
Chopped. Well, possibly, but if you're trying to get a
showcased.
second line center, I think the team is
Yeah.
going to want an established. They're going to.
Oh
If you
yeah.
want an established second line center, you're going to have to give back an established defenseman. I think
Which would be Matheson, I think.
probably. It's just interesting
And,
that he wasn't in the lineup tonight, and
mhm.
Engstrom was, right. I mean, if you're
But if
trying to read things into it, but
yeah,
it's interesting, anyways. I just it's let's have a look here. Bish Boy Steve, he sure wants to get something on there. What's he
all
say?
right.
Oh, I liked his comment about Kapanen not being very good tonight. No, that's true. I thought he was
He was invisible out
invisible.
there.
He was. He really was. Worst game that he played in the preseason, I think, and it may mean that he's cut. I mean, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably. Good thing I'm not in a tall building if that's the case. But yeah,
No kidding.
Rick Springhetti. Who's this guy? Oh, let's put up one of his
Oh,
tweets.
troublemaker.
Yeah, I personally liked Engstrom with the puck on his stick. Without it, some brain cramps. Oh yeah, well, okay, Mr. Scout, eh? Watching the player without the puck. Yeah, well, that I saw it with Jacky a couple of times too tonight. There were a couple of things. He got burned a couple of times as well. Yeah, Engstrom without the puck is my concern still. But
He's got work to do there.
yeah,
But
yeah,
if you're looking for him to be a top 4 like he was playing in this game, he's not ready for that yet. He'd
no,
be I think right now he'd be a very good third pairing.
yeah,
But there's more to his game. So sending him down, getting a little bit more seasoning, I think is probably the best, because I'm looking at his numbers from the game, and he was kind of somewhat invisible. You didn't really notice him much out there. Like, he made a couple of plays, but
yeah,
when you look by the end of it, you look at it, he's got incredible numbers, like the high danger chance percentages, the scoring chance percentages, the Corsi, the possession stats, all of them are in the 80s, 90s.
yeah,
It incredible numbers.
yeah. No, I no. So yeah, we're right and Rick's wrong. So let's just get that.
Yeah,
Let's just
there
get
you
that
go,
straight.
Rick.
Rick, you said you were tired tonight. You moved your dad. Well, it shows. You should have, you should have actually watched the game with your eyes open instead of closed. Okay, so that's
He needs more gray in his beard like us. That's all.
um, yeah, some comments about Hudson there. Um, well, I think this is probably the best comment that it's been put up there. That's the one I agree with the most so far.
I'm kind
Let's
of
see
hurt.
here.
Nobody loves me.
Yeah, well, it's coming. It's coming. Maybe I'll
Mm.
type it up there or something.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Slaf had to watch out though. If he plays like this, might take a spot. Yeah. Well, you know what I found tonight was that they missed Demidov, you know, like
Yeah, they did.
he drives a lot of the offense now. It showed tonight that hey, and I was looking at it there without Kapanen in the lineup this preseason, they've got outscored 15-5. So
He's key.
he
He's
is the
essential.
man. It's that's the key stat, I think. Anyways, let's put up
Well,
the numbers here.
okay.
Who led the team in ice time? Lane Hudson. Hey, surprise, surprise. 24 minutes.
Not really.
uh
Nobody else hit
minus,
20, which is impressive.
what's that?
And not a single other player hit 20 minutes.
No, I know. I like that. Everybody got
Yeah.
a good look. Goalie almost hit 20. They were -2. Jake Evans -2. Um, I don't know. Like Jake has to pick up his game. I don't like the fact that these guys with the new contracts, don't be complacent out there. But anyway, Owen Beck 67% on draws. Veleno 60. Bolduc, you got to wonder, Bolduc not playing tonight. I have a feeling that he may not be ready for the home opener. What do you think about that?
I hope that's not the case because him in the lineup would be extremely useful. I know he's day to day, and we're not 100% sure exactly what it is, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it would hurt that bottom six. Like him playing on a third line with Doc, those two had some pretty good chemistry, and I think
Yeah,
there'd be a lot more physicality. It'd be a lot harder to defend against those two big bodies
yeah,
going to the net.
yeah. I like
So losing
Gallagher with
him would
Doc.
hurt.
So I've liked
Yeah,
Gallagher with Doc, and it's
yeah,
funny. Like we're going in, we're saying, well, the one thing when I kept looking at the lineup, Brendan Gallagher, his whole career has never been a fourth liner, and then all of a sudden, he's being penciled in as a fourth liner, and you think, how many multi 30 goal scorers are there on the team? I know it was in the past, but he hit 20 last year, did he not? Uh,
he did.
so I mean, really, him on the third line does make sense, right? He brings so many different, like, that he's going to work his ass off every night. He does seem to look like he's got some chemistry with Doc. I like we'll throw Line A down with Anderson, and you know, you're not playing great 5-on-5. You can play on the fourth line, and then do your thing on the power play, right? So
Hmm.
maybe it lights a fire under Line A bit, and maybe I don't know. It's the one thing that I felt bad about when I'm looking at the lineup. You know, for the dozen years or more that Gallagher's been a Montreal Canadian, he's never really a fourth liner. So why? What did he
No,
do last year to deserve to start the year on the fourth line? I like the fact that they haven't pigeonholed him into that spot, even though it wasn't really the fourth line. Galley's got you still got the ability to be a 20 goal scorer, and that's so playing with Doc and Bolduc. I like the look of that trio. Veleno
yeah,
can be the guy that moves in and out whenever. I didn't mind Veleno, Doc, and Gallagher as a line. They may have been the best line the last tonight. What do you think?
well, Veleno was obviously playing for a job, so he really showed
Sure.
it tonight. That save in the first period really highlighted that for me. But
Yes.
but back to Gallagher. I mean, his entire career, he's always been used as that guy to be a catalyst on a line to
Yeah.
wake them up, to get them going again. So putting him with Doc, I I agree. I think that would really work well. He's good defensively. He's good along the wall. He goes to the net. He gives you that honest effort, and I think it's that work ethic, that engine that I think Doc needs on a line so that he can kind of feed off that and get his feet under him.
Right. Yeah. That's it. Wine was, yeah, I was wondering about that, Hudson in the bumper spot. uh,
Try and shit
yeah,
out.
that was different. They went with two defensemen, but Hudson wasn't really playing defense. He was up in the bump. That's where Bolduc's going to be, presumably,
Yeah.
right? So they were, he was the new Bolduc, but yeah, I mean, he scores a couple of goals, and then they go, oh, well, he's the sniper now. Hudson put him in the bumper spot. Yeah, it's preseason, and you try a few
Yeah.
things. I wouldn't put too much. Don't be expecting that. Once the season gets going.
No.
I
But Hudson, I mean, overall, I thought he had a decent game. There's a couple points in there that
not bad.
it it's the evolution of his defensive game that I was watching. So he's going in for the puck on a race. He kind of plays it as if he's going in first, and he dives over to the side a little bit and pins his guy. Like he knows he's smaller. He knows he has to use his positioning to defend, and he doesn't want to get plastered. And it's working. Like his defensive game, his positioning has improved a little bit from last year.
Yeah, yeah. No. He's definitely. I think he's going to be a regular this year in the lineup. What do you think?
That's possible. I mean, Calder, NHL record. Yeah, I think he's in.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, we're on the same page finally. Um, Slaf. You know, I wonder about how is he ever going to be a 30, 35 goal scorer? Like sometimes you just boy oh boy, it just seems like he has cement hands sometimes in front of the net there. He gets fed the puck and bobbles it or he misses. Like how many chances does he not bury when he gets them? It's just I think he's a good playmaker. He's going to make plays. He's going to be physical, but
Mhm.
will he be a 30 goal scorer? It may only be a campaign or two in his career. I'm starting to wonder if he is a 20 to 30 going to be a 20 to 30 goal guy and bring lots of other stuff, but just doesn't seem to have that natural scoring ability yet. I know he's still young and I mean obviously loved him in his draft year and all that and love the potential, but you do sometimes wonder when you see just how often he doesn't bury the biscuit when he's got chances that you wonder if he will be a
Yeah.
30 goal man or not.
Uh, he'll probably get a season, maybe two, like that. But in my opinion, he'll be a 25 goal scorer for the vast majority of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But he's going to put up about 70, 75 points.
Lots of assists.
So a goal and an assist are worth the same thing. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh
too
no, I
concerned.
wasn't saying it was a bad thing.
No,
I
no, I know,
just
I know, I know.
I just don't know that he'll be a 30, a
Yeah,
consistent 30 goal scorer, right? And
sure.
but certainly I think he capable of being a 50 assist man down the road. Like
Oh, yeah.
there is that potential. He's just I mean, he gets that puck along the boards and he makes a lot of good passes, and it's hard to get it from him, obviously. Uh, and they'll play him with, as long as they're playing him with Caulfield and Suzuki, he'll be getting a lot of assists. I just, and we've seen it since his first season. I don't know how much of a natural goal scorer he is. He does have a great shot, but he doesn't get the release. He doesn't get them through that often. He's got a hard shot, but it's rare that you see him really, get a snipe, and it'll have to be a lot of goals around the net and the odd breakaway type thing, this and that. But as far as him becoming a 35 plus goal scorer, that may not ultimately be his upside, and that's fine. You're sort of hoping for that from a first overall pick when we got him. But hey, if that's not what it is, and he's still a 65 to 75 point player, with the other things that he can bring, that's a pretty valuable piece.
I do like that he's starting to shoot a little bit more. We saw that there was I think it was the second period. He came in from a tight angle on his strong side and tried to go top shelf on Ullmark on that short side. He scored there a few times last year, and he was trying it again tonight.
Yeah,
I like the fact that he's shooting. The more volume he provides, I think he'll score a couple extra goals. I mean, he's 1 in 10. So if you get 10 shots, you're bound to get a goal.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's got to shoot. And one thing Joe Veleno doesn't do too much is shoot.
No.
I was looking back at his stats, and for an exceptional status player, he's had one season from junior up till now of over 25 goals, right? His last year junior. He just never he does not like to shoot the puck too high. And we saw that a couple of occasions tonight where, geez, Joe, the play was to shoot the puck. You're in 2-on-1. The defenseman was taking away the pass, and he still tried to make the pass.
I don't know. Yeah, he's the player he is. He's going to be in and out of the lineup. I like that he played the way he did tonight. It showed that he's capable of stepping in when needed. But I was watching that first line, the start of the game. Oh my God, it was terrible. The whole team kind of sucked that first period. But as the game wore on, they started to look a lot better. By the third, they were dominating. So getting those reps in, I think, really made a difference. And I mean, Caulfield's getting his shots on, getting a shot going. Slafkovsky was shooting a little bit more. He was making some nice passes, working the wall. And Suzuki, well, Jesus, he was doing everything.
Yeah, no, they finally woke up in the third period there, but preseason and
true,
if 5 games into the season they're still not clicking or whatever, then we start to worry. But yeah, I liked what we saw from the big line, and I'm interested to see how Demidov, Newhook, and Kapanen look, but I'm pretty sure that line sitting out tonight was a sign that Marty's comfortable with them.
They're on, yeah.
They're a line. They're going to play together opening night, and hope that they continue what they built in the preseason.
Well, yeah, I think that's going to be the top 6. Those 2 lines. The third line with Doc, you really want Budzik on that line. Gallagher, I think, would fit there. So there's your third line. The fourth line is where there's a little bit of opening, some daylight. So we'll see what they put together there. But I don't expect to see much difference from last year.
No. It's Hage. He has a 5-point night. I mean, I watched.
It was Maryhurst, but it is still 5 points.
I watched a fair bit of it, and I mean, he didn't have a point till it was like 4-1, 5-1, and then he scored
6-7,
5 points, and I mean, just back off a little bit on the hype train on it. At the end of last year against tough teams, he was invisible a lot of nights, and I want to see that against a good team. Then I'll get excited. I mean, it's cool that he got 5 points, and Mercyhurst is still a NCAA team. It's not like played against who was it there? Oh, there were some exhibition games. Simon Fraser, I think.
Yeah.
Got spikes. Hey, yeah, well,
sure.
you know. But he did get 5 points, 5 points, 5 points per game average so far. So it's good stat padding and a couple of nice plays. I hope
Yeah.
he develops his play away from the puck. That's my main concern. I did do a Veleno video on his last game that I put up on my Patreon page today. I have liked. I watched him at the end of last year with
Mhm.
Chicago. I scouted a couple games, and his skating was not very good. And I think what Veleno did was he saw the writing on the wall and said, "Okay, I've got to get in the best shape of my life here. I've got to
Yeah.
get quicker." And that he's noticeably quicker right now than he was at the end of last season.
Uh, his top speed, I don't think has changed. What I think he worked on was the explosiveness because that's
Yes,
his
yes.
first step is a
That's what
lot
I'm
better.
talking about. His skating,
Yeah.
his explosiveness, his first step is he's a lot quicker than he
Yeah.
was last year. I think he's in better shape. What probably happened was he's training back in Montreal. He's working with Adam Nicholas, training with all these guys. Got in the best shape of his life. Impressed Nicholas. Impressed Luke Kent Hughes. Impressed. Okay, he's figuring that part out, right? And he's earned himself a spot. Like I've got to give it to him. Uh, I think he's worked hard, and he deserves a spot. Sammy Blain, you know, nailed that other extra spot tonight. I think there's no doubt. It's pretty. I think it's like the lineup set, right? You've got
Yeah.
Florian and Beck are going down. Um, Engstrom's going down. Uh, Probably Kakkonen's going to be.
Yeah.
That's about the only one that I'm not completely sure about because Dobish, it might make more sense to put Dobish down for a bit and let the two promising young goalies play together and you don't lose Kakkonen because Phoenix Copley gets picked on waivers. I mean, is he any better than Kakkonen? I don't know.
No.
It's a sign to me that you might be losing him on waivers, and they might be a little bit concerned about that. But
Mhm.
that's the only thing for me that there's even a little bit of a question mark about that they might consider putting Dovish down. But when you go a preseason without letting in a goal, even though he only played what maybe 80 minutes the whole preseason, but still, uh,
He
Dovish
looked
looked
good in
good.
those 80 minutes.
He did. It's kind of hard to say to the guy, well, we're sending you down even though you didn't allow a goal in the preseason. you know.
Yeah. The only reason to send him down would be to get him more reps. So
Yeah.
if their plan is to have him rotate starts with Fowler, sure, that would make sense. If that's not the plan, then I would risk losing Kokkonen on waivers because I mean they've who needed goaltenders have already made claims, so it's a lesser chance, but this chance is still there. But it's one that I would take.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Um, yeah, get Rick in there. I asked Rick if he wanted to come on, but like I said, he was moving his dad today, and he's an old geezer like us, and he's tired. So
What's wrong with
no,
me?
he
So
didn't want
hard
to
to. Oh,
he didn't want to come on. Well, I'm the old geezer, but you guys middle aged geezers. So
yeah,
is that fair to say?
I act like a 12-year-old. I'm about 50, and my body feels like it's in its 80s. So
Yeah. Um, what's this? If a team picks up Kapanen, they have to keep him on the roster. Not likely unless a team keeps three goalies. Yeah.
mhm.
Well, again, Phoenix Copley being picked up tells me that the anybody could get picked up on waivers. I mean, that guy. Uh, I don't know. He's not an NHL goalie as far as I'm concerned, but there's always seems to be teams looking for a goalie. You know. Um, yeah. Terry Meyer played against Arsman in the 80s when he was with the Raiders. Oh, geez. Huh. Well, we played right around the same time, Terry. Maybe you were in that game that I played in against him.
Maybe.
Yeah. What's this one here? If Bolduc's not ready to go, game 1, is Demidov on power play 1?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Put him in the bumper instead of Hudson.
Honestly, I would even put Anderson in there at that point, just to have a big body there. But if the plan is not to have Demidov on a half wall, then sure, I'd go for that. Give him the full 2 minutes on a power play. Same as Suzuki.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I would consider that. I just want to give a quick shout out here. Bonachère Caves, Eganville, Ontario. Guys, Thanksgiving weekend's coming up. The weather is beautiful. If you're anywhere in the Ottawa Valley, drop by. It is fantastic. Last week, Bonachère Caves. Give a shout out to my buddy, Caveman Chris, who's a huge Ottawa Senators fan. And if you run into Chris there, ask for Caveman Chris. He'll even show you the hieroglyphics of the last time the Senators won the Stanley Cup. There. I always like to book him about that one. So, yeah.
So he's going spelunking looking for Ottawa Senators fans in Ottawa.
Yeah, exactly. Spelunking, you got to, you know the terminology. Have you been cave dwelling?
I've gone into a few caves, yes.
Yeah, I bet, eh? They sent
some
you
of them
there
not on purpose.
Slaf needs to be better. Yeah, well, yeah.
I thought he started slow, but he ended the game strong. So
he did.
Really, this was
story of his life.
The second time they skated.
Start slow and strong. That's the story of his life.
Yeah. That's his MO. And if that means he plays great in the playoffs, fine with that.
Yeah, for sure. Waybell. So who is the fourth line? Evans, Galley, and I think right now it's Evans, Anderson, and Galley has looked good with, as we were saying earlier, he has looked good with Doc, and Bolduc will hopefully be there. They might start at Veleno, Doc, and if Bolduc's out, I could see it being the line that we saw tonight, Veleno, Doc, and Gallagher, because they've looked okay. And then have Evans, Gallagher, or Evans, Anderson, and Laine together on the fourth line.
Yeah.
And start with that. Hope it lights a fire under Laine. And they actually had a few chances too. Like Anderson and Laine. Laine, I'll give it this. He's drawn penalties. He's it's hard to get the puck from him in open ice, and he can be effective 5-on-5. And I just hope that he can keep getting more comfortable. And because I've seen him back in Winnipeg days, he was more than fine 5-on-5. In fact, he was dangerous. So I'm still hoping to see that the Winnipeg line come out.
That'd be nice. And being a big guy, he handles the physicality well, but he's never been one to initiate. But tonight he actually initiated physical contact on several occasions, throwing a few hits, bumping guys off. He showed a more aggressive side to his game than he normally has. And I don't know if that's because he's with Anderson and he's just feeding off of that or not. But if he can do more of that, I'm more than happy to leave him on a line like that. Because at 5-on-5, if he can continue playing that way, then you got 4 lines that'll cause problems for teams.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what's your prediction? First game, Toronto. Tell
I
me,
think the
tell me
line
what's going to happen.
I do think they're going to keep those two lines, the Doc line and the Evans line from tonight. I think those are going to be the lines they're going to go with Suzuki and Kapanen's lines.
Yeah, no, I think so too. And then the defense pairings.
Well, Goalie, Hudson for sure together. Honestly, like we mentioned earlier, with Dobson playing the way he's not quite there yet, I think they should be the top pair. Um, who the I think Jack is probably not going to be the one that starts the season in Toronto. I think it'll be Struble
Yeah,
on that third pair against Toronto because they play the very next night against Detroit. And I think that's when Jack would be rotated in. But
yeah. Or
and
one
they'll
or the other. I think the Leafs play a game, the first two,
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
back to back, right?
exactly.
Struble again, I thought looked pretty solid. He's uh,
Yep.
he's had a good preseason. I've liked his game. So, and so is Jacky. They both deserve to be in the lineup, but that's
Mhm.
not going to be the case. Um, I mean, I'd start with Dobson being the extra defenseman until he gets up to speed. But we know that's not going to happen.
No. Him and Matheson will be the second pair for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone was criticizing Grant for his high regard on Kaplan a few months ago. They're quiet now. Well, thank you, Sebastian. I don't know about that. They still bug
They're pretty
me.
loud.
They were. I got a few eye rolls from people with a lot of followers and stuff like that. And even in the media, which come on, I mean, it's just an opinion. And I think time has shown that I wasn't necessarily that far off, really. But anyway, we'll
I mean,
see.
the kid has a chance of becoming that middle six guy that they really, really need. Um,
Yeah.
it's not that his play reminds me of this player, but the the story behind like his progression is kind of similar, and that's Plekanec.
Yeah.
He turned out pretty good.
Yeah. No, there are some similarities there. Um, yeah, I just think he's a solid all around player. And I liked what Marty said about him when asked, that he's just a complete player. He's, you know,
Yep.
good on the penalty kill. Uh, he did play like last year over a minute on the PK regular in the SHL at a young age. And
Hmm.
he can win faceoffs, important draws. He can play even. I think, as Marty said, his offensive game is evolving. It's not. He's far from the finished product at this point, but he doesn't hurt you out there. He's just. I love his intelligence. I think he thinks the game really well, and uh, for a center, that's such an important part of being effective, especially at a young age,
Yeah.
and especially if you're given a top three center role, you got to be smart.
His whole game is reliable. That some people may think of that as kind of an insult or he's not that good. He's just okay. But his reliability, I think, is what's going to end up making him a long-term player and why I think he's doing so well with Demidov because Demidov can read what he's going to do without looking. So he knows where he's going to be. So
Yeah,
Demidov can make his plays without having to worry about trying to read off another player.
yeah, yeah. Kapanen does not make a poor decision too often, and I like that. And I think Demidov needs that, right?
Yes.
He doesn't need an unpredictable center right now. He needs somebody that he can find chemistry with. So I'm hoping they play together all year. It'd be great. I mean, if they do, it's only going to help Kapanen become a solid NHLer getting to play with somebody as skilled and dynamic as Mr. Demidov. But
Yep.
what did you think of them sitting Demidov the last game? Smart move.
Um, yeah, yeah, they might have expected a little bit of fireworks, so setting him is probably a good idea. But I think in the end, it was really more they know that line is going to be there, so they needed those spots to assess other players.
Yeah. Oh, we just cracked the 100 mark. Hey, first time more than 100 on at the same time. So thank you everybody for showing up here. It's I really appreciate it. If you have a few questions, we're getting a lot of comments, but not too many questions. Maybe we'll take a few from you folks there, you 100 plus that are tuning in right now. I really appreciate it, by the way. I think this is going to be, we get good enough numbers. I'm going to make a point of doing this regularly every Saturday night. Maybe after most games, we'll see. Most Habs games come on right after, so that not stepping on a certain other guy's toes per se, But
yeah,
I would like to definitely Saturday night. There's a void there where there aren't a lot of after game, post game shows on the Habs. So I'd like to do this as much as I can. And I know you're heading back out. When you're out at sea, might be tough to wrangle you, but we'll hopefully, there'll be nights that Rick isn't moving somebody, and they'll have the energy to come on a Saturday night. And Liam has said that he can probably, as long as he hasn't tipped back too many Molson X's that night, he'll come on. And but that's a question mark. You just never know with Liam.
Molson X. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, he's a Molson X guy through and through. Yeah.
Does he talk a lot like this?
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, it's old man's beer, right?
Yeah.
You gotta like the twang. It's got a
that Labatt
twang.
50.
Yeah. Oh, first beer. I remember it was at I don't know, 12, 13, and we're at this old farmer's bar in his barn. It might have been 14. I don't know, something like that. And you want a beer? Sure. Wow. Get a chance to try a beer, and it was he had 50s on the windowsill. So my first beer was a warm 50, and believe it or not, I still became a beer drinker after that. Like that, it was a few years, and I wasn't in it. Like I got offered a couple times after that and said, no, I'm good. No, if that's what beer tastes like, maybe I'll be a rye drinker or something. But then I got into the Brador. When you're like 15, 16, and the 18-year-old will go to the Quebec beer store. You were in Ontario, and all you could afford.
I wasn't too far from Quebec either.
All you could afford was a 6-pack, and the closest you were going to do to be getting a buzz was drinking Brador, right? That 6.5%. That was my next beer of choice. And then after that, when I got of age and drank regularly, it was first it was Blue, Labatt Blue, and I became a Molson Canadian drinker. Not ashamed to say it. I found that it was smooth, and to this day, Ontario brand though, mind you, that for whatever reason, Quebec Molson Canadian doesn't taste anything like it does in Ontario, and not nearly as good. And I if I were to ever get in a room with Jeff and give him a couple of tips, I'd say, Jeff, ship it from the Ontario plant to Quebec, and your Molson Canadian sales would triple. That would be Jeff, if you're listening in, that's my words of advice to you tonight, my friend.
That's what he needs. He needs some money. He needs an influx of cash, this guy.
That he does. Yes. Now, we
got a question?
We got some questions there. So I thought, the little bit of throwing a little bit of Molson talk and wait a few minutes here. And there we go. Alexander Keese. Well, yeah, I've got a case of that out in the, I don't mind Keese either. And
I used to drink Molson Triple X to get hammered when I was a kid.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was the next after they discontinued Brodeur, Triple
yeah.
X was the yeah, yeah. I admit that I had it a couple times, and that's all I needed. I said, no, I'm good. I'll just drink more Canadian. Um, what do you think? Okay, let's see here. Devon 2. I'm going to call him Devon 2. Uh, what do you think of Hage's first game with Michigan? Oh, you must have just come in because I was. All I can say, Devon, is oh mercy, mercy me.
I thought he played an excellent first game. Yeah, it's Maryhurst, but it's
Mercy her.
still, yeah, it's there's still a good team. They're in the NCAA, but that's those types of games where you're expecting him to score some points. So
Mm-hmm.
him doing it just showed that he's up to the challenge. He got 2 points in the next game, which is good.
Tonight?
But I think the real
Yeah.
the real test is gonna be next weekend when they go to Providence.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna be up against McQueen in that game,
Logan
I think.
Sawyer. He'll be up against fellow draft pick
Yeah, Logan. That's right.
who got 3 points last night. Somebody told me. I haven't seen him yet, but that was against Simon Fraser University. So again, not too excited about it. Yeah, combined they got 8 points, but you have to look at the level of competition. If
Yeah,
Hage goes up against Providence or I don't know, Michigan or Michigan State and has a 4 or 5 point night, I will officially be excited. I'm going to temper my enthusiasm a little bit, considering he didn't get a point till it was like 5-1. Then he got 5 points. Game was out of hand. It was kind of pond hockey. I watched it. Like, I didn't just see the highlights. I was watching the game last night. And yeah, he looked good, but I think you have to keep it in perspective, and
yeah,
we'll see if he looks as good against legitimate competition.
yeah. Like next weekend against Providence, I still think he's going to be a solid NHL player in a couple of years, but he's just not there yet.
No, no, he's still got to work on his play away from the puck, and I don't know that he'll be a center. I think he'll be a top 6 player. Uh,
Yeah,
will it be at center? That for me is the question that will need to be answered. You just have to be
yeah,
you have to be so good away from the puck to play a top 2 center role in the NHL, and it's why right now Kapanen uh, kind of has that job with Montreal because he is a lot better away from the puck than Michael Hage at this point in his career, even though he's not nearly as skilled offensively. Um,
I'm hoping to see him at the World Juniors this year. That might, accelerate his progression a little bit.
yeah, Mooney. I did a video on LJ from his game last night. He
Hmm.
scored 2 tonight. Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
This kid is
no,
going to be. He might be top 20 in scoring as a freshman. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised. This kid, his skating is just uh, at another level
he
already at the
dances
college
on the
level.
ice.
He does. He's just his edge work, his quickness, darting in and out. What a skater! He's going to be just a fantastic college player, and I think he has the he's dynamic enough that he has a chance to become a top 9 NHLer down the road, and it'll probably be on the wing for him as well. But
Yeah,
4th round pick, looking right now, I think like a steal. Like the Canadians, I'd love to have been a fly on the wall in those draft meetings when they're saying, well, Lane Hudson has fooled all the critics, right? We picked Lane even though he was too small. We see this Mooney kid and see what he can do, and he's too small. Cole
yeah,
Caulfield, too small. Well, let's pick him. And even if he doesn't play for the Canadians, He's going to play in the NHL. There'll be a team that wants him. If it's not the Canadiens, it'll be another team. He's a great asset for and to get him in the 4th round. Wow. I really the Canadiens are just doing such an excellent job of drafting under the Hughes Gorton regime.
It's like they're finding those overlooked areas. They're taking home run swings on some players. Like the Mooney pick in the 4th round, they picked him on his skill. His size obviously dropped him down there, but you pick the kid. If he makes it, he's going to be a really good player. If he doesn't make it, well, it's still just a 4th round pick.
Yeah, right. And I mean, Florian Jacki was a 4th round pick, right?
And everyone laughed at them for that one too.
Yeah, I think I had him in the 4th. Knew he was going to get picked, but
yeah,
you knew that because he'd only played 1 year of junior, that he was far from being the finished product. That's for sure. But holy frick, the improvement curve in the last 2 years, he's not far. And you said that on our last HabsCast that he he's not far away, and he doesn't look out of place, so
no.
he'll go down to Laval, hopefully score at least 25, be a physical presence, and keep developing his game. He's a good one. He'll play in the NHL too.
Oh yeah, I mean he could play in the NHL right now, but there's more to his game. They need to let him find that offensive side too, because I don't know who had said it. I saw it on X. What was it? Yesterday, day before. They were comparing him to Shane Corson. If I'm not, but I think he has more of an offensive side to his game, like Shane Corson did.
Yeah, I don't think he's as tough as Corson is either, but yeah. He's certainly willing to drop the gloves, I had a look at all of his fights so far, and I think maybe we're getting a little too excited about how tough he is. He's certainly not the fighter that his brother is, and I think people assume, well, he's a Jacki, he's got to be able to fight. He's big, he's going to be able to fight as well as Arbor. He's not in Arbor's class, but he is willing to drop the gloves, and that's good. I mean, the Canadiens don't have that many guys that will come if something happens out there. Won't hesitate to drop the gloves with anybody. And it had to impress the organization that Nick Delorier, like, he might be the toughest guy in the league. He's certainly top 5, and did you see McDermott that when Jacki went to the front of the net that one time, and then Galley got in between them? He didn't want. No. You don't want to fight McDermott. And I'm glad Galley did that, because you could see that. Okay, McDermott's thinking, "Oh, I finally caught a guy." Everybody stopped still. I can actually get a hold of this guy and start something. And Galley got in between him, and it got calmed down.
Yeah, I don't think this was a game where they needed that.
No,
not really.
No. Well, Nick Cousins didn't play either, which was good, because I think if he had played,
he'd be dead.
And Hodgson, I don't think I heard his name all night.
I think he got hit a couple of times by Anderson.
Yeah. Josh would hit him with the gloves off too a couple times if Drum Dude 74. Do you guys think Zurofsky makes the big club someday? Geez, he better. I know he has 2 years left in Russia. Can't remember if I asked. Oh, Drum Dude drinking the Triple X. Doesn't remember if he asked this the last time.
I don't think he did, though.
No, he didn't. No, I'm just kidding there, Drum Dude. Yeah. I certainly think Zborowski's going to make the big club someday. I've looked at his games so far this year. He stepped right in. He started on the second line, was on the first line last game. And by the way, I'll put this up here because it's just like I've been doing videos on all of the prospects, and you can watch all of them at patreon.com. See the HabsCast. It's I'm doing scouting videos on every Habs prospect all year long, constantly, and it's $5 a month. You're going to be getting 20 to 30 videos minimum a month on prospects. So for $5, hey, what's it, 60 cents a video? Something like that. Anyways, and this guy here, Blain, also does some writing. He'll be doing some writing. Might even be able to get a couple of we're also going to delve into the prospects for the draft as time goes along here and we get a little more into it. And Blain might even, do a couple of scouting reports on the draft. I'll put up some draft lists as I get going to some games too. But the coverage that we're going to get on my Patreon page, all of the Habs prospects. I did Mooney, Hage. I'm going to be looking at Pickford. All these guys all the time, putting up videos, getting their highlights, putting them up on the Patreon page. And hey, for $5, you starting next week, I'm going to start having some of you will be able to come on actually live and on camera, ask questions, ask me and Blain or me and Liam or whoever questions on camera. So you have to behave, but that's going to be available to Patreon members and only Patreon members. Not you guys just can't come on here, come on live. You got to be a member of Patreon HabsCast, but it's a added bonus for everybody that is part of the team on my Patreon page. And I want to thank you, Blain. Your first article that you wrote, like you're a writing machine there. It was like, oh, I wrote this, put this together. It was like 1,500, 2,000 words. Like, holy geez, this guy's getting prolific with his writing. So a great article that Blain put up there. It's on my Patreon page. So anyway, guys, I appreciate it if some of you would sign up. It'd really help me out, so I don't have to eat chicken sandwiches in the car next time I go to Montreal. We talked about that. Me and yeah,
I don't mind chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, I know, but I was really envious of those guys were having their great meals at McLean's Pub. Who little shout out to those guys. You've been in. We had a couple of beers at McLean's Pub at the draft, eh? That was fun.
We did.
Yeah, that was fun. Okay, Terry. Enough of the Slaf talk there. You can't score. You can't protect there. Okay, we get it. You don't like him. All right. Don't be so negative. Slaf's 21 friggin' years of age. Give him time. Rantanen didn't protect anyone. Rantanen didn't score when he was 21 either. These guys take time. Slaf's on board. He'll be good. Just be patient with him. And, Slaf does a lot of good stuff out there, Terry, and I've got faith in him continuing to develop. Big power forwards are never the finished product at 21, 22 years of age. You're just not.
Usually around 25-ish.
Yeah, he's just scratching the surface. Got some things to figure out, and I think he will. He won't ever be a 40-goal scorer. I think that's fair to say, but that's okay. He'll bring a lot of different things out there, and
he's gonna be dangerous when he gets his man strength and finally developed. Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Unreal.
Yeah, no, definitely, and he might even learn how to fight. I don't know. Did you see the Machar scrap? I guess he got in a fight. I'll have to get that up. Hey?
He did
Did
get
you?
into a fight. No, I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. I just know
Okay.
that he got the fighting major.
Well, that'll be on our show tomorrow with Rick if it's up on Instat by the time. And if not, it'll certainly be on my Patreon page. You will see it if you're a member, and I'll be putting the highlights from that game up on my Patreon page eventually too. So, all right, enough pushing the Patreon. Actually,
Well,
I'm surprised we're still over 100. I didn't I didn't scare them all away. What's this here? The question was more dynamic. Yes, L number one would be more dynamic with Demidov on it over either Suzuki's two wingers. Maybe, you know.
sure.
I think they want to try to have two balanced units this year. I mean, Dobson was a 70-point scorer 2 years ago. He's on your second line. Laine is one of the top power play goal scorers of the past. And Demidov and Laine look like they have some chemistry there as far as because Demidov is a hell of a passer. And I could see there being a lot of goals generated by the second power play unit with Demidov on it. I think they also want to, Slaf again is just a kid, and they want him to develop his confidence, offensive confidence, and keeping him with Caulfield and Suzuki on the first unit. I don't think is a bad thing either. Slaf, I'm looking forward to Slaf to Bolduc in the bumper spot because Slaf has that quick pass that's really, really good. And Bolduc has a knack of getting open in the bumper spot, as we saw last year with St. Louis. And I really think that combo could really work. And, we're going to have to be patient. They're going to need reps. They're going to need games together. But I really think that first unit with Hudson and Suzuki all over setting up plays, Caulfield over on the left with his one timer, Bolduc in the middle in the bumper spot, and Slaf making plays off the right wall. I think that, and then going to the front of the net and screening the goalie when he's really good at that too. I think that group can really become effective, and it will be a good group, a good first power play, and then the second power play. If they don't score, second power play has tons of potential to produce as well.
And with Budzik, I mean, I've watched him since his junior years. It's the release. It's very, very quick. So
Oh,
in that bumper spot, you don't need someone powering slap shots. You need someone who can get a shot off quick. So that quick pass from Slafkovsky, he can get on net right away. So that makes a
yeah,
difference.
no, absolutely, yeah, no, it's it's. I think that I like the makeup of the two power play units. Give them some time. If it's not working, it's easy. Demidov is the obvious choice to go up to the first unit, and
Yeah.
you will see him up there eventually, I'm sure. But I like the makeup of the two units, and I think I hope that both are successful this year.
I think having the two power play lines that they're going to have is going to make a big difference for their overall percentage as well. Like,
Right?
I
Yeah.
do think they're going to hit 24-ish%, which probably adds up to about maybe 15, 20 more goals in the year.
Yeah. 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 No, I agree. Oh, this is very similar to Kukuk 1969. I don't know if it's a Slater Cuckoo or watch Bradford Bulldogs Owen Protz. Very similar to geez, I hope he's better than Sobolev. I think he's a better skater. I know what you're saying though. Like I think like he's a tank. And in that regard, that's what Sobolev was too. Very, very strong. But a lot better hockey player than Daniel Sobolev, I do believe. And a lot better NHL potential, better skater, handles the puck a little better, smarter. But yeah, Sobolev was a tank out there, and he could run people over. And certainly, I get the similarities in that regard. I agree with you. Cuckoo 69. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't think we want to keep this going too much longer there, Blainer. We're up over 70 minutes now. I appreciate you coming on again. You are now, what, almost midnight?
Yep.
So, look, why don't we wrap this up?
Sure.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We're not getting a lot of questions, so maybe one more here. Oh, it's Kukuk again. How long before Belokin comes over to join Fowler Tandem?
2 years?
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's about 5th on the depth chart right now, so there's no rush, you know.
I don't think he'd be ready to make a jump for another 2 years anyway.
No, I don't believe so. He's played on a lot of teams that I scouted him a lot. Like, he had great numbers in the VHL and stuff, but that Ugri team that he played on, I don't know, that league, not a lot of offense, and they would give up about 3 good scoring chances a game, you know. So even though his stats were fantastic, even the other goalie had even better stats, you know, like just they did not give up a lot of great scoring chances. So I think that when he did go up to the KHL, then his numbers sucked. So, I mean, in part, obviously, because it's higher league and stuff, but I think just looking at the numbers, you think that he's a great prospect, but right now, you know, he's certainly well behind Dobish and Fowler. And you know, if I had to rank the goalies in the system right now, he's definitely you know, 5th, 4th, 5th at best. And so no rush on him. Hopefully he develops in the KHL and becomes a solid KHL goalie first, and then we'll take it from there. But he's got some NHL potential too, for sure.
Yeah, I think he does. Trying to remember the name of the kid they drafted just this year. He's playing in the queue right now.
Radkov, yeah.
Yeah, Radkov. I think he's actually higher on their depth chart now.
Well, I was going to mention him, but we'll see. You know, I just think Velokin, from what I've watched, anyways. It's more, the numbers look great, but there's more to it than that. He played on teams that there were some games when their most difficult shot was like a lob shot from the blue line, you know. So anyway, but I don't mind him. You know, I don't mind any goalie that doesn't give up a lot of goals. So, all right. Well, we got lots of thanks. I think everybody's good with us signing off. 97 still tuning in. That's great. I mean, the first time around, I think the highest we got up to was like 72 at one point, and we were up to 120 tonight. So Rome wasn't built in a day, Blaine, but I like that the numbers are higher, and they're only going to keep building as the year goes along. Sign up to that Patreon page, and we'll have a couple of you guys on. Haven't seen anything from Bish Boy Steve since he must have passed out. I think that's what happened with him. He was prolific at the start.
Triple X.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, this has been great, and we'll see you next Saturday, I hope. And what about you, Blaine? Do you think you're around next Saturday or playing hockey?
So.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I think so. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm playing hockey.
No?
Nope.
All
Nope.
right. I'm definitely not playing hockey. Okay. Well, I assume they play next Saturday. I'm not sure who at this point, but hope to see you folks all next Saturday night for another live HabsCast. Saturday night HabsCast. I was trying to come up with a name, Saturday night HabsCast. What do you think?
Can't be Sudbury Saturday night. That's already been taken.
No, I know.
But I'll bring
Uh,
my bingo dabber.
if you come up with a if you come up with a something better than that, and everybody else there, if you want to give us some suggestions, next Saturday, we'll see you then. Until then, have a great week. Go Habs, go. Thanks, Blain.
Thanks, Grant.